Hey YouTube, it's Alicia here, and I'm back with another video. But I wanted to come and I wanted to talk about some Hallmark movies that should have had sequels. Now, um um this video of me telling you which Hallmark movies should have had sequels. These are movies who have had only one one chapter to the movie, and it should have been several more chapters to the movie. So we're going to talk about that. Um, so yeah, let's see what we're gonna start with, because we're gonna start with some Christmas movies. So we're gonna start with the Royal Christmas, and it stars Lacey Chavez, Stephen Hogan, and Jane Seymour. So if you have never seen a Royal Christmas movie, this movie is about a young prince, and he has been off in New York at NYC going to school, and he ended up falling in love. And he's been dating this girl for 4 years, and he didn't really tell her who he really is until at dinner. He like explained to her, he's like, I gotta go home and take care of some business. But he ended up telling her he is a king, a prince of Vandovia, and like she ended up telling her his full name, and he goes, "Why you just come home for Christmas with me?" So he goes home for Christmas, and when she's introduced to his mom. His mom is not too pleased because he's supposed to be marrying Natasha. That's the other girl name. And so the mom plot with Natasha to drag a wedge between her son and the woman who he really loved. And she really realized at a later date, after she had left and after everything is done and gone, that she made a mistake. And like she like comes over to plan for her son to get her back and everything. She ended up coming around at the end and stuff, and we end up getting married and stuff. But to me, I really felt like this movie really did deserve a second sequel, for we could have saw her life still being there, still being the queen and being, very royal and stuff. So that's a pretty good movie. Another movie, we have two more movies now. Next two movies stars the same from Deatra McKellen. So she's into these two movies. One is called The Christmas Crowning. So in Christmas Crowning, she play this young lady named Allie Evans. And Allie Evans was going to school for fine arts, and she had to drop out of school due to her mother and father passing away to take care of her brother and her sister. So she's still kind of taking care of her brother and sister, and Allie is let go because her sister is left to go for a audition. Doing while her sister is gone, she haven't gotten through to her work as a maid at this hotel, and she's get fired. And she gives the manager the watch, and she goes, "Somebody left their watch." And Ferguson sees it, and Ferguson get back to his employer, and he wanted to do something special for her because she gave gave the manager the watch and everything. And with that, she gave a yeah. And she ended up going to another. I can't, like I'm saying, I'm not going to try to attempt to pronounce the country, but it's the one part I know is called Nadovia and stuff. And I just think in this movie, it's a pretty good movie and thing. And in this movie, you got the emperor, and he's black. He has always worked with this guy's um, around this guy that is the king, and he's like trying to get him to marry the woman he never did marry because he got married. He got married the first time, and it didn't go out like it was supposed to. And thing, but like I'm saying, this is another movie that deserves it a sequel. Okay, another one that we got last year, I think last year or year before. It's called Coming Home for Christmas, and this also stars Deatrick McKenna, excuse me, and Neil Basil. And so, like, Coming Home for Christmas is about this family, very aristocrat family, and the mother is very ill, but she took her time and she raised I think her son's kids because they was in an accident, and she took that and she raised their three kids, and doing this as they gotten older. She's gotten older, but they decided to sell sell the house and everything in it. So um um I can't think of the female character end up getting hired based off of her sister working for the guy, and she becomes the house manager, and she just tell everybody just call her Lizzie, and like she just bring back warmth into her house because she loves Christmas and everything. And her previous job, she got laid off. And it took some Evan times and put in the movie that made it so great. But like I'm saying, this is another great movie that we could have got a conclusion to as well. Now, we're coming down to one of my favorite movies. And I think everybody will remember this is a non-Christmas movie. And I think everybody will remember Love on the Sideline, starring Emily Kendrick, John Ritter, and it was about a female fashion designer named Laurel and Danny Holland. So Laurel is like in her element. She's a fashion designer, and nobody at a fashion house will not hire her because she's a fashion designer and stuff like that. Excuse me, y'all. And because they wouldn't hire her and things, she has to come in. Her new roommates said, you might want to try here. Like she said, she went to an agency, took an interview and stuff. And Danny recently fired his assistant because every time he turned around, anytime he did something or injury, this particular his old assistant will always let everybody know, oh, that wasn't, but it's not that serious, like what his paralysis medical position is. Anytime he got an injury or anything, and they fired him. And so that's where Laurel comes in, and Laurel becomes his assistant. She walks the dog, and she goes and get this like 50-pound dog food. She's no another 50 pounds herself and stuff, but it is a pretty good movie. But like I said, this movie is the one movie that I actually will say deserves a sequel. I think we could get a sequel. I think if they did the sequel of Love on Sideline now, I think mostly every character is married to somebody. I think this is a sequel that is all about family and stuff like that, and we'll finally get to see Danny and Laurel probably married, and they got like 3 or 2 children. Danny is one of the biggest football stars. He's retired or something. I mean, it was like, but I loved it how they like showed her fashion and stuff, and making the other players potential girlfriends or wives, shirts like her shirt or anything. But y'all, let me hear y'all point of view. Do y'all think Hallmark has some movies that deserve sequels? And do you agree with all of the movies that I said deserve a sequel? And if you do agree with it, what movie would you actually give a sequel to? Until then, I'm Alicia. Don't forget to thumbs up this video, comment below, and subscribe to my channel. Bye.